equally sophisticated, the world of real estate and mortgages. In this exclusive episode, we're exploring the current market conditions. And let me tell you, the opportunities are as abundant as a beautifully set harvest table. With interest rates and property values fluctuating like the stock market, it's the perfect time to navigate the real estate landscape with grace and precision. We've curated a selection of exquisite new real estate listings that are sure to catch your discerning eye. And to guide you through the intricacies of mortgage strategies, we have our esteemed financial expert, Cody, joining us. He's as meticulous as a perfectly folded napkin when it comes to financial planning. So, my dear viewers, pour yourself a cup of artisanal tea, settle into your favorite reading nook, and join us for this delightful affair. It promises to be more enchanting than a garden in full bloom. This is Martha Stewart, your guide to sophistication, signing off. Remember, in the world of real estate, just like in life, a touch of elegance can make all the difference. Cheers to your financial success. Hello, lovely viewers. It's Martha Stewart here, and I'm absolutely delighted to invite you to a very special event. The My Mortgage Hound YouTube live stream. Now I may be known for my expertise in all things refined and elegant, but today we're shifting our focus from impeccable table settings to something equally sophisticated, the world of real estate and mortgages. In this exclusive episode, we're exploring the current market conditions. And let me tell you, the opportunities are as abundant as a beautifully set harvest table. With interest rates and property values fluctuating like the stock market, it's the perfect time to navigate the real estate landscape with grace and precision. We've curated a selection of exquisite new real estate listings that are sure to catch your discerning eye. And to guide you through the intricacies of mortgage strategies, we have our esteemed financial expert, Cody, joining us.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're located. Welcome to another episode of My Mortgage Hound live stream. Thanks for joining us. Sorry we had to skip last week. We are at the coast today in Wilbur's Bar. So going to take it a little casual today. It's Thanksgiving weekend. The weekend before Thanksgiving. So we're going to look at a couple of homes today. I hope you guys enjoyed Martha Stewart as our guest this morning. All right. Interest rates have taken a big drop. We've seen about 0.75% improvement in rate. We're going to look at that first off. So for those of you who haven't seen the live stream before, all the interest rates we're going to use today are coming off of mortgagenewsdaily.com. This is my go-to resource for all things interest rates. It's going to give you the most unbiased national average on interest rates. So the rates we're going to use today are not necessarily my rates. They're directly off of the Mortgage News Daily website. This is also a great website to go to for mortgage news, interest rates news on what the feds are doing and how it's impacting rates. So today, 30-year fixed, 7.37. It was just 2 or 3 weeks ago we were talking about rates in the very low 8s. 8.15, I think, is the highest rate we saw this year. So 7.375 for conforming 30-year fixed. Jumbo, 7.75. Now, as rates drop, this is what we're going to see with jumbos. We're going to see the margin between a 30-year fixed conforming and a jumbo loan start to increase. For the past few months, we've seen jumbo rates within 1/8% of conforming rates. But as the conforming rates drop, you're going to see that margin open up. So today, 7.75 for a jumbo. And again, a jumbo is anything over $750,000. FHA 6.70, so we're back in the sixes, and 30-year fixed VA 6.72. So a really great improvement in rates. Give you guys some more buying power, a little less payment shock. So there you go. There's interest rates. Let's look at some data. Let's start with lockbox activity. So this data is about a week or so old. This is the last week of October going into the first week of November. So for those of you that don't know, when you go to look at a house with a real estate agent, they open that lockbox to get the key. That lockbox sends that data to a center where they record it. So you can see for Oregon, lockbox activity. So this is going to show you how many homes are being viewed. Is up 1.2% for Oregon. Look at Washington, up 10%. It's a little unusual for this time of year to see lockbox activity increase this much, but it's not surprising with a little drop in interest rates. So this data is all from Gavin Hudkins over at Berkshire Hathaway. New listings up 5%, 166 new listings in Clark County. 146 pending sales, so properties that went into contract but are not yet closed. 146 up 22%, and then we've only seen a slight increase, 149 listings sold in Clark County that actually closed. So there's our local data. So I got two homes to look at today. We're going to take it pretty easy going into the holiday. If you watch the last couple episodes, we talked about 3-2-1 buy downs or 2-1 buy downs. We're going to be going over that today. I also have a great one-story house we're going to look at. But let's start off with Diana Rutherford's listing. She's actually holding this house open from 11 to 3 today. Bear with me while I pull it up. We're going to take a look at 8543 North Hargrave. We're going to Camas, Washington. Here we go. So, as a reminder, I'm looking at these homes for the first time with you. I do a quick overview just to get some data to prepare for the live stream, but I'm looking at these pictures for the first time with you, so you guys can get my live reaction along with yours. Diana should be joining us here so she can chime in. All right. 8543 North Hargrave Street, Camas, 4 beds, 3 baths, 2,008 square feet. So this is a great move-up home or even a first-time home for a family with the 4 bedrooms. Right off the bat, I can see a pretty decent lot. So this looks like our entryway. An office on the left, I'm guessing. Yep, little office. Now with this house being 2,000 square feet, 4 bedrooms, we're going to have some smaller rooms, but your trade-off is for more rooms. This office here, I wish Diana was on. Hopefully she'll jump on here. I'm not sure if they're counting this office as a bedroom. If you guys don't know, in order to call a room a bedroom, it's got to have a closet. And I'm guessing that this back here is the closet. So this could be one of the 4 bedrooms. We'll count the bedrooms as we go. So nice hardwoods as we come into the entry, big window. Okay, so that's looking back at the front door. Nice up-to-date white cabinets. This looks like a fairly new build. We'll look at the history here in a second. Big sink. Looks like tile backsplash all the way to the top of the cabinets. Cool hexagon shaped tiles. There's a better look at that backsplash. Built-in microwave, gas range. Those may be going the way of the dodo bird. We're starting to see with the new regulations in Washington State, we are starting to see builders use electric stoves and electric furnaces, electric hot water heaters, going away from natural gas. So it is nice to see this one does have the natural gas. Gas range. Gas fireplace. It's another thing we're seeing, even in high-end homes lately, in new construction, we're seeing homes with electric fireplaces. I don't know about you guys, but it's nice having a gas fireplace, having a real flame. But the electric fireplaces, they are making them very efficient now. But I think that's what we're going to start to see. So if you are wanting gas appliances, you're going to want to look at homes that maybe aren't brand new. Diana, good morning. When was this home built, Diana? Do you know? Nice big window. Right away, you can tell out the back you got a little green space, so you're not looking directly at somebody else's house. All right. And then our other question, Diana, is that office on the first floor, are they counting that as a bedroom? Do you know? So here's our master bedroom. Nice cove ceiling. 2019 build. Freestanding tub. Another great feature, and this may be obvious, but it's really nice in the master bedroom when they have the toilet in its own room. All right, so the office can be considered a bedroom. Let's go back and look at that. But you're saying, Diana, that it's a fifth bedroom. So, and the reason we can call it a bedroom is because of the closet, correct? So here's that office area, and I'm assuming that's a closet door. All right, back to our bathroom. Separate shower, very nice. Okay, so here's another bedroom upstairs. They're using this bedroom as an office. Closet. This looks like possibly a walk-in. Let's see. Second bedroom. This looks like the same room. Third bedroom. So those three bedrooms plus the master. So yeah, that would be, the office would be considered a fifth. Here's our guest bath. Very nice. And we're back in the master. Diana, I'm assuming that all the bedrooms are, minus the office, are upstairs. Good morning, details. All right, so we're in the backyard, have a shed. Again, backing up to that green space is very nice. Looks like they have some garden boxes. Decent sized patio. If you guys follow Details Home Inspections on Instagram, his Instagram posts have been really, really good lately. He just did an inspection on a $15 million home in Vancouver. I believe it was the most expensive home ever sold in Vancouver. His whole team went out there to do the home inspections. There's some great posts on his Instagram. All right, so here's a little park, community park. Wow. It's got a covered space. Great. Great family neighborhood. So it does have a $66 a month HOA, which isn't bad considering you have that play structure with the covered area. So yeah, it looks like all the bedrooms are on the second floor with the exception of that office. And you know, if we're looking at this for a family home, that office / bedroom downstairs gets me thinking because it does have a closet. You could make that a guest bedroom for maybe elderly parents or relatives that are coming to stay out of town and you don't want them going up and down the stairs. You could convert that into a little bedroom on the first floor. All right, let's take a look at property taxes. According to Zillow, it's got a 6,100 square foot lot, which feels a lot bigger with that chain link fence in the backyard backing up to the green space. Makes the lot feel a little bigger. Okay. So we're at $55.77 for property taxes. All right, you guys ready to dive into some numbers? Okay. Purchase price on this home, $675,000. We're going to start off with 5% down. So I'm thinking first-time home buyers or maybe a move-up buyer, not a huge down payment, but enough down payment to not have to go FHA. So we're going to look at 5% down. Brings your loan amount to $641,250. Again, 7.37 for the interest rate, which is almost 3/4 of a point better than it was just 3 weeks ago. And we're pulling that interest rate off the Mortgage News Daily website. So this is the national average as of Friday for 30-year fixed. Okay, let's take a look at the payment. Again, our purchase price, $675,000. Principal and interest at the 7.37 interest rate is $44.26. We just pulled those property taxes, $465 a month. Homeowners insurance is going to vary. I keep inviting Tina with American Family to join us on the live stream. She's one of my favorite insurance agents, but it's going to vary depending on what insurance company you choose and what coverages you elect. Somewhere between $50 and $100 a month on this home. We're going to go with $75 for today. Mortgage insurance. We talk about mortgage insurance a lot on this stream. There's lots of different ways to deal with mortgage insurance, not just to pay monthly. You can have it, you can buy out the policy in one lump sum. You can split it up between a lump sum and monthly, lots of ways. So if you want more information on mortgage insurance, go back and watch some of the previous episodes, or better than that, in the description, there's a link to schedule a 15-minute phone call with me. We can talk about mortgage insurance in depth. In this example, we're just going to go plain, simple monthly mortgage insurance. The way I advise on mortgage insurance changes with the market. There's never a permanent way somebody should handle mortgage insurance. One of the things we like to say is we help people finance homes in a smart way. Dealing with mortgage insurance is a great example of that. The market as a whole is forecasting interest rates to come down over the next 3 to 5 years. Are we going to see 4.5% again or 3.5%? Probably not. But the chances of somebody buying a home now and keeping that mortgage for a long time are pretty slim. I think it's safe to plan on interest rates coming down to a point where you could refinance. So paying monthly mortgage insurance right now makes more sense to me than buying out the policy in one lump sum, because you're probably not going to be keeping that mortgage, 18 to 36 months is kind of a guess, or our forecast is where interest rates are going. So if we add those four numbers together, we get a total payment of $51.64. This is where I always ask, how does that number sit with you? It's either going to be payment shock, oh my gosh, I could never afford that payment, or it could be that's exactly what I was calculating, or it could say, oh, that's under budget. It's a great question, details. What's the ROI when you pay your PMI up front? It's just simple math. So let's say, I don't have it plugged in here, and maybe we'll do this on the next stream. But let's say our loan amount at $641, your upfront mortgage insurance is going to be about $8,700. So if we take $8,700 divided by $197 a month for our monthly mortgage insurance, and this is with 5% down. Okay, if we're putting more down, that premium is going to be lower. Our break even is 44.5 months. So if we do pay for the PMI in one lump sum up front, or if we could ask the sellers to pay it. If we refinance before 44 months, wasn't the best decision. This isn't life-changing money, but if we refinance after the 44 months, we keep this mortgage longer than 44 months, then we're in the black. Another aspect of mortgage insurance is mortgage payments are high right now. I mean, $51.64, that's a big payment. So if I can shave off $200 a month by maybe having the seller buy out my mortgage insurance policy, that might be a good way to go. But in this market, I think you can do better than buying out your mortgage insurance. So just remember that number, about $8,800 to buy out our mortgage insurance to save $197 a month. We talked about this last time. I'm going to do it again today. What if in the first year, instead of saving $197 a month, we can save $837 a month? And this is where we're going to use the 2-1 buy down. 2-1 buy down is not a loan program, it's a loan feature. So it's something you can add to any FHA, VA conforming loan. And what you're doing is you're temporarily buying down the interest rate for the first 2 years. And when I say you, it would be the sellers. So we're going to ask in this example for the sellers to pay for our 2-1 buy down. We're going to go over the cost for that here in just a second. So the 2 and the 2-1 buy down represents the drop in interest rate. So we're going to see a 2% drop in interest rate for the first year. So we go from 7.37 to 5.37. And this is just for the first 12 months. This is still a 30-year fix. Your interest rate is going to be 7.37 for the life of the loan, but for the first year, it's going to be 2% less. So 5.37, bringing our total payment, including mortgage insurance, to $4,326 a month, saving us $837 for the first year. Year 2, 2-1, so now the second year, our interest rate's going to be 1% less than the 7.37. So it's going to go from 5.37 to 6.37, saving us $428 a month. And again, this is including mortgage insurance right here. So that bumps our payment up to $47.36. And then years 3 through 30, we're back at the 7.37 and we're at the $51.64. And it's really important that in this market, you're comfortable with the interest rate and that payment for the life of the loan. A lot of lenders are really selling hope that interest rates are coming down. And I believe that they will in the next 18 to 36 months, 48 months. Interest rates, I believe, too, are going to increase. But they're not going to increase back down to where we saw them during COVID. And where you can get yourself in trouble is if you say, you know what, I can sneak out a $5,100 mortgage payment and I'm just going to bank that I'm going to be able to refinance and drop that payment. And so I can, cut out my Starbucks and going out to dinner and everything for a little bit. Refinancing is never guaranteed. Who knows where interest rates are going to be? Nobody does. We could be looking at 10% interest rates 3 years from now. The consensus is they're going to be lower than that we're going to see them decrease. But it's important that you don't count on the refinance, that you're comfortable with this payment for the life of the loan. And then if the refinance opportunity does present itself, it's a bonus. It's great news. We can refinance, but it's not something that I have to have in order to make my mortgage payments. So this 2-1 buy down gives us 2 years to get comfortable with that larger payment and be on the lookout for a refinance opportunity. And if you're doing your mortgage with us, don't worry, you're going to be on our watch list. In fact, we're running a promotion right now that if you purchase a home through the end, or if you purchase a home now and interest rates do drop and you want to refinance through the end of 2025, we waive our fee. Okay, so let's look at the costs. Our down payment, $33,750 for 5% down. That's represented here, 95% loan to value ratio. $36.91 is going to be your average closing costs. That's going to include your title and escrow fees, which is the majority of that. In this example, includes our fee. We charge a flat $14.50 to do the loan. That's the fee that would be waived if you do a refinance after you purchase a home through us. If you do a refinance through the end of 2025. This cost here is the cost of that 2-1 buy down. And the way we calculate that cost, if we go back to the payment screen, we take our savings for the first year plus our savings for the second year. We take that number and we multiply it by 12 months. And that's how we come up with this number here, $15,195. Prepaid taxes, insurance, and interest, we're estimating $5,000. I'm not going to take the time to break that down. I break it down in all my episodes. If you want to know more about the prepaids, take a look at some of our previous streams. This line here is the contributions. So this is going to represent any money we're asking the sellers to give us. So in this example, we're asking the sellers to pay for that 2-1 buy down from us. So when we add our prepaids, our closing costs, and our down payment, we get a total out-of-pocket expense of $41,721. So there you go. That's a 2-1 buy down on a great family home in Camas, great school districts. Go check it out. Diana will be there the house is open from 1 to 3 today, or excuse me, 11 to 3. Diana's going to be there at 1 o'clock, 1 to 3. So pop in, say hi, tell Diana you saw our live stream this morning. So there you go. So we're going to go from a family home, and this next home I'm going to show you was sent to me yesterday by Susie Cormanick, great real estate agent in town. Again, I will put Diana's contact info and Susie's contact info in the description at the end of the stream, so you can reach out to them. You know, a lot of people are going to look at this next house that Susie sent me as a starter home. I'm going to look at it through a different perspective. So we got 2808 South Sockeye Drive in Richfield. This is a 1-level, 2-bed, 2-bath, 1,475 square feet. Yes, this would be a great starter home. But this would also be a great downsizing home. Your kids are out of the house. You've got a 4,000 square foot, 2-story. You want to downsize. You want a 1-level. In a nice community in Richfield, this is a great option. How much can you finance for the BAC? What's BAC? Details. Okay. I don't believe this home is being held open today, so if you want to look at it, give Susie a call. But we got a 1-level, single-level oasis with tranquil greenbelt views. So when I'm looking at this house right here, she spells it out. Maintenance-free lifestyle on a serene greenbelt lot. So when I'm looking for someone that wants to downsize into a smaller 1-level, I look at things like Trex deck. You don't have to worry about staining your deck. Small lot with a nice view, right? So it doesn't feel like I'm on a postage stamp lot. So I'm looking for green spaces. Here's a great... I love this description. Storage enthusiasts. Do we have any storage enthusiasts watching the live stream? This is a great point because if we're coming from a bigger house into a smaller house, if we're downsizing, storage is going to be a big benefit. Huge under-house storage. We're going to take a look at that. Susie's on. That's a great description, Susie. Okay. Picture time. Buyer's agent commission. You cannot finance. Let's take a break before we jump in here and answer Details question. The only thing you're allowed to finance in your mortgage is the home. You're not allowed to finance closing costs. You're not allowed to finance furnishings. You're not allowed to finance commissions in your mortgage. The mortgage has to only include the collateral, which is the property. Now, when we ask the sellers to pay for our costs, whether that is for mortgage insurance, a 2-1 buy down, or closing costs, or prepaids, they want to buy down points on a permanent buy down, all of that's contributions. It's a gift from the seller. It's not being rolled in. Now, let's say we want a $15,000 gift from our seller, or contributions from our seller, and the house is listed for $500,000. We could offer $515,000 for the house, and then have the seller contribute $15,000 towards our buy down or costs, or whatever we're going to use those funds for. So the seller is going to net the same amount of money, proceeds from the sale, at $515,000 with a $15,000 contribution, as they would with a $500,000 purchase price. So in a way, you could look at that as financing, because you're paying a little bit more for the house above list price, but then you're asking the seller to contribute. So in a way, you can look at that as financing those costs, but that's not truly what you're doing. And if you're going to do that, the appraisal has to come in at that purchase price if you did go above it a little bit. Now, buyer agent commission, I'm probably going to bring an expert on in the next month or two to talk more about this, as we see some of the changes in real estate commissions. And I think details what you're seeing, what your question you're alluding to, is we're going to see something have to give if the home buyers are going to be responsible for real estate agent commissions. I'm not an expert on this yet, but we are going to become an expert on the changes. There's a lot that needs to happen. There's a lot of appeals and a lot of lawsuits going on right now, and it's going to be a while before we see this come to market, but it is something that we may see, where no longer the sellers are paying a commission to the listing agent and the buyer's agent. So to be determined. Can we finance in buyer agent commission? The answer right now is no, but expect that to change. I don't know what it's going to look like. I don't want to speak out of turn, but I think we're going to see some really creative things come, and we might see this turn out to be very, very good for both the agents and the buyers, depending on how lenders handle it. So, okay. So Diana, that's a very good point. It's hard to word these correctly because there's some interchangeable vocabulary here. The sellers aren't paying the buyer's agent. The listing agent is splitting the commission with the buyer's agent. That is correct. And again, I'm not an expert on this yet, but we're going to dive in deep. I'm probably going to bring in maybe some attorneys. And Diana, maybe you can recommend some people to talk to as we start to see all this develop. Okay, let's get back to fun conversation. All right, let's take a look at some pictures here. So very modern, up-to-date exterior. Nice bright entryway. So again, I'm looking through the eyes of a home buyer that's downsizing. I can see right away the threshold, nice easy threshold, nothing to trip on. I got one step going into the house. Nice, looks like a nice built-in coat rack to the left of the door, where I could sit down and put my shoes on. Like the open kitchen design, nice big island, nice tile backsplash, and cabinets to the ceiling. Got a walk-in pantry, gas range, I believe this home was built in 22. Okay, this is a nice picture of the sink, but I see something in the background. That looks like a pellet stove or a wood burning stove. I don't think Susie's on the stream with us today, but I'd like to know more about that. Okay, so this house is just shy of 1,500 square feet, so we don't have a huge living room, but we got a nice little living space in the great room. Nice big counter, breakfast nook. I'm not sure what kind of fireplace that is. That green space coming through all the windows in the living area is very nice. Okay, so looking back towards the front door, we have our great room. Behind this picture is the breakfast nook. Across from us, it looks like there's maybe a formal dining room that they're using as additional living room space. Okay, so there's the fireplace. Very cool. That power cord must be for the fan in the fireplace. So here's our breakfast nook with a slider out to, I believe, a covered patio. And here's that. This almost looks like it could be a formal dining room, but they're using it as a living space. So bedroom number 1 with a bathroom attached. Dual sinks, walk-in closet, under the counter sinks, nice backsplash, big mirror. You know, when you get into that sub 1,500 square foot, it becomes rare to have a nice big walk-in closet. This even has some built-in shelves. Very nice. Okay, so I'm looking at the shower. Looks like we've got a low threshold into the shower, which is nice. This is our guest bath. I don't see the shower in the master. Guest bedroom. Unique window, I like it. Utility room. I'm assuming that comes off the garage. Nice covered patio. It's got some recessed lighting, looking out over a green space. Looks like a walking trail down there. Trex deck. Very nice. Concrete steps to our backyard. Heat pump. I think underneath that deck is where we're going to see that storage space. Very low maintenance backyard. Don't have to worry about mowing the lawn. Overlooking that walking trail. Oops. Sorry, guys. Details, those mini split heaters are super efficient and very nice for air conditioning as well. So I'm assuming this is the storage space she's talking about. This is the crawl space under the house. Details, how do you feel about using crawl space for storage? Got a camera system. What else do you guys see here in this picture? I see an outlet for Christmas lights. Okay. So if Details Home Inspections says that their crawl space is super full for storage, I would assume that it's okay to store things under your house. Need to make sure it's not high in humidity. Okay. So I'm keeping this really simple. 30-year fixed conforming mortgages. I have 3 options on here because, again, this is downsizing, right? So I have a 10% low down payment option, a 20%, which is your traditional, people think 20% is the way to go. Or let's say I'm selling my big house, I want to put 50% down. So this third option, we're looking at 50% down. So you can see our loan amounts here. 522 with 10% down, 464 with 20% down, and 290,000 with 50% down. And we're seeing a lot of people that are downsizing coming in with 50% or more. Pretty common right now. Again, 7.37 is our interest rate that we're using today. We look at our payment breakdown. 10% down, 3603, 20% down, 3203, 50% down, 2000. Property taxes are at 411 on this property. Homeowners insurance 75. If we put less than 10% down, we're going to be, or less than 20% down, we're dealing with mortgage insurance. Pretty inexpensive on this home when you're putting 10% down, $65 a month is the estimate. So when we add these 4 numbers together on the 10% down, or these 3 numbers together on the 20 and 50% down, see our total payment $41.54. But I just retired. I have some equity. I'm putting a lot down. We go all the way down to $2,400 a month, $2,487, putting 50% down. You know what else? Details, you say this would be a great rental too. This would be a great short-term rental. Richfield has a lot of opportunity for short-term rentals, especially with how fast it's growing. Richfield's, I believe, still the fastest growing city in the state of Washington. Lots of jobs. Costco's going in. So this would be a great short-term rental as well. Closing costs, again, this is without a 2-1 buy down, without anything contributing from the seller. 10% total cash to close at $66,124 for 20% down, or $298,000. Let's call it $300,000 for 50% down. So 2 very nice homes. Make sure you like and subscribe. Again, this is a new channel. We're not going anywhere. We're going to be here every week. So please like and subscribe. Oh, I see what you're saying. I still agree that it would make a great rental, but Details is saying that if you had to go out and rent a home like that, you're going to be paying that much in rent. Rents aren't going down. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, we'll end on this. That's a very good point. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, you're moving up into a bigger home for your family, or you're downsizing, right now, fixing your cost of living is key. Yes, we're seeing interest rates in the 7s. But your payment can only go down from there. You can't go back and rebuy that house. You can only buy your house once. but there will be opportunities to refinance. So locking in your cost of living, especially if you're downsizing, going to a fixed income, locking in that cost of living is key. All right. I believe I am going to do one of these next Saturday, even though it's Thanksgiving weekend. Maybe we will have turkey sandwiches and wear sweatpants for our next one. But I appreciate you guys joining me today. We'll see you next week. Happy Thanksgiving. Go spend time with your loved ones, and we'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.